another advantage of closure set of attributes is you can able to find the various kind of candidate keys, right? So basically, what is the meaning of a candidate key? I think you have covered various kind of keys, right? So if I am saying that there is a relation R, on this relation set of attributes are like A, B, C, D, E and F, assume, right? If I would like to say A is a primary key, what is the meaning of this one? It is not having null values and it is going to have unique values. What is the meaning of indirectly? We are trying to make the entire tuples as unique along with not null values, meaning that with the help of primary key, can I able to derive all the tuples or not? Yes, I can able to derive all the tuples. What do you mean by candidate key? Sometimes if you are going to take a table can have more than one primary key, meaning that a table can have more than one column which can able to determine the tuples inequally. At that time, more than one column means each and every column I can call it as candidate key. For example, if I take a relation where the relation contains Aadhaar is one column and PAN number is also another kind of column. We covered this in SQL, okay, and assume that serial number is there. Now if you are able to observe here, if I want to get the data of this relation, what are the various kind of keys are available for me? Aadhaar is possible or not? Serial number is also possible and PAN number is also possible, meaning that a table can have more than one column which can act as a primary key, right? All those primary keys I can call it as technically candidate keys, meaning that out of those all candidate keys, one key I will call it as primary key. Which one I can call it as a primary key? Which is having less number of attributes, I can call it as primary key. What do you mean by super key? If I am going to add anything to the candidate key, I can get as a super key. Right? Yes. So guys, if you are able to observe the clear meaning of candidate key is going to define a unique tuple. Am I right? It's going to define unique tuple or unique set of tuples. Right? If you observe, the tuple means it's a collection of attributes. Right? So if I am saying that there is an attribute called Aadhaar, is a candidate key, which means that indirectly it can able to determine serial number, it can able to determine PAN and it can able to determine itself, right? Means if I am going to find out the closure of a particular attribute, if it is going to determine the set of all attributes of the relation, can I call this as a candidate key? Yes or no? Right? So this is where we are using the concept of closure set of attributes. Right? So how can you say that a key is a candidate key? If I am going to find out a closure of the respective attribute, if it is going to determine all attributes of the relation, I can call it as a candidate key. Right? So how many candidate keys are possible? Many, right? So if I am going to say a relation R of ABCD, how many candidate keys are possible now? It depends on how it is working, right? So can I take A as a candidate key, B as a candidate key, C, D? Is there another candidate keys are possible? Is these all candidate keys? AB, AC, AD, BC, BD, is these are all candidate keys? I think you forgot the concept, right? Candidate key means what? It is going to identify unique tuples, okay, and it should be minimal set. Means I can say that if I am saying that it is a candidate key, one candidate key should not be subset of another candidate key. If it is a subset, what is going to happen? The C2 is a super key. That's why these are all not the candidate keys. Only here, if I am assuming that A, B, C, D are the candidate keys, all the remaining possibilities are all super keys, not the candidate keys. Okay. Now, if I am going to have a relation like A, B, C, D, how many super keys are possible? Can you tell? We have discussed that also earlier, right? 2 power n minus 1 super keys are possible, right? Those are all I am writing, right? So ABC, ACD, BCD, and any other things are possible. Finally, ABCD. Am I right or not? So entire relation will comes under one super key also, right? So basically these are all, we can call it as subsets. Can I say these are all subsets of a set or not? If I take ABCD as set, it is going to have the subset data. I can call them as all this. So subset includes what? Pi also. But here we won't consider pi, because pi doesn't determine anything, right? Pi doesn't have any meaning, so we should not consider pi. But if somebody asks you to find out the candidate keys, what you have to do? You have to find out the closure of A, closure of B, closure of C, closure of D, and so on. You have to do the closure for all the things. But when you are trying to do, you will eliminate some kind of things, right? Basically, you have to do the closure for all the things. Then only you can able to define whether it is a candidate key or not. Okay. So means, guys, if you are able to observe, here 2 power n minus 1 defines these are all non-empty subsets possible. Non-empty subsets possible, right? So 2 power n minus 1, minus 1 you got why? Because we are simply eliminating the pi here, right? Okay. For example, let us take this example so that you will get clear idea. If I am going to have a relation R of ABCD, and we are going to have set of functional dependencies as A determines B, B determines C, C determines D, D determines E. Now can you able to find out the candidate keys? What you have to do first? You have to find out the closure for all the things. That is general basic principle. So I will try to find out the closure of A. Means what? First you need to go with single level attributes, then 2 level attributes, then 3 level attributes, and 4 level, and so on. Degree of the relation, right? What is A plus A? A can derive B, B can derive C, C can derive D, which means that can I call A is a candidate key? Yes. So the list of candidate keys here are A is one candidate key. Similarly, find out B closure. B itself determines B, which can determine C, which can determine D, which can determine A, meaning that B is also kind of a candidate key. Similarly, C closure, C, D, from D I can get A, from A I can get B, so I can get C also candidate key. Similarly, try to find out the closure of D, D, A, B, C. So we got D also, right? Now all one level is completed. Now we'll go with the 2 level. If I go with 2 level, AB, AC, AD, and so on. If you go, what will happen? All the things, whatever the things are from the next level, all are super keys, because in first level everything will acting as a candidate key, and if you want to get the second level, what you have to do? You have to combine the first level data. Right? If you are going to combine the first level data, again they are subsets, right? So meaning that in this particular relation you are going to have only 4 candidate keys are possible. 4 candidate keys are possible. Is it okay? So the reason why I am saying that is candidate key, with the help of this attribute itself, I can able to determine all the attributes. As I am saying that I can able to determine all the attributes, I am saying that you can able to determine the entire tuple. Okay. Try to do this another one. Let us take a relation or where the relation contains the attributes as A, B, C, D and E and it's having functional dependencies as A determines B, BC determines E, ED determines A. Try to solve this one. So guys, what you have to do? First you need to find out the single level attributes. What is the closure of A? Closure of A is AB. AB. Closure of B? B only. Closure of C? C. Closure of D? D. Closure of E? E. So E closure is E, right? Meaning that all the single level attributes cannot able to determine the entire relation. So this all not comes under candidate case. So what is the next step? You have to go with the 2 level. Right? If you go with 2 level, that is AB possible, AC, AD and AE. Similarly, BC, BD, BE. Right? Yes. So try to find out AB closure. AB closure is basically you are going to get AB and you are not going to get anything. Right? Similarly, AC closure, AC, from A you can get B, from B, C you can get E, and can you able to get any other things? No. Try to find out AD closure. AD you will get, from A you can get B, from any of these can you able to get any other things? No. Try to find out AE closure. AE will get, from A you will get B, any other things? No. Similarly, try to find out BC closure. BC, from BC you will get E and any other things? No. Find out BD closure. BD is possible, and from BD any other things? No. Similarly, BE closure. BE possible and not getting any other things, right? Means that all 2 levels are also not the candidate's key here. So we missed something. Okay, we need to go with other things, right? CD closure you have to go, CE closure you have to find out, and DE closure also you have to do, right? CD closure if you take, you will get CD and not getting any other things. CE closure, CE. DE closure, DE closure is DE, from that A, from that B, and can you get inner things? No. So which is also not going to determine the entire relation. So I can say that is also not candidate, right? Next what you have to do? You have to go with the next level. Next level is you can get as ABC. Try to tell ABD first. I will write at the last level. Next ABE. Okay. Next ACD, ACE, ADE, right? Inner things are possible. Can we go with B? Yes or no? B, C, D, B, C, E. Inner things C, D, E. BDE, na? So BCD is there. Okay. BCD, BCE is possible. Similarly, BD is also possible. CDE is also possible. Right? Yes. So you have to check all those now, if anything is there. Right? So try to find out the ABC closure. ABC closure is you are going to get ABCE. Are you going to get anywhere D? No. ABD closure, ABD. Inner things? No. ABE closure, ABE. No. ACD closure, ACD. From A you will get B, from BC you will get E. Right? Means here we got the entire relation. So I can call this as a candidate key. Similarly, you need to find out the for all. ACE closure. Tell me. ACE, from that you will get B and you can't get anything, right? Is it right or not, ma? Yes. Similarly, try to find out the ADE closure. If you are able to find out ADE, from A you will get B, from DE you will get again A, so not getting anything. Try to find out BCD closure. BCD E, from this you will get A, so I can call BCD closure also one kind of a candidate key, one kind of candidate, right? Similarly, BCE closure, BCE, from this are you going to get any other things? No. BDE closure, BDE, from this you will get A, and any other possibility? No. Similarly, CDE closure, CDE, from like from ED you can get A, from A you can get B, so you will get another solution, meaning that here you find out three candidate keys, right? What is the next level you have to do? You have to go with the 4 level, right? If you are going to go with 4 level, what are the possibilities you will get? Basically you have to go with ABCD, ABCE, inner things are there, BCDE, right? Like this you are going to write various kind of possibilities, right? But if you are able to observe here, what are things that you are going to write at the 4 level, almost all are sub part of this, right? If you are going to take ACD, right, A is there, C is there, D is there, meaning that which is not a candidate key, which is a super key. Similarly, if you take ACE, which is not a candidate key, so for this you need to find out whether it is a candidate key or not, right? Try to observe. ABC is determines. First tell me, is it a part of any other things? ACD, BCD, CDE, right? So is it a part of any other things? No. If it is not the part of any other things, you have to make it as candidate key. When it is candidate key, it should have to derive all other things. Is it possible to derive all other things? ABCE can determine ABCE. From this, can it determine D? No. So ABCE closure won't determine ABCD in relation, right? Similarly, if you take BCDE, BCD is already a candidate key. I can call this as a super key. Right? So like this, if you are going to write, you are going to get at the 4 level also you are not going to get any kind of candidate keys, right? If you take 5 level, what will happen? All the 3 level keys are sub part of it, so definitely they are super keys, not the candidate keys. So here only 3 candidate keys are possible. So the candidate keys are ACD, BCD and CDE. If you are able to observe, one is not part of other. Okay, fine. So guys, if you are able to observe here, how you are doing this entire process, is it a hectic process or not? Yes, right? So is there any simple process? Can you able to identify with this example? Guys, observe here, you got in all the terms of candidate keys, what is the common term if you are able to observe? CD. Can you observe in the right side of the FDs, is CD is available? No. Which means that what? Even if I am going to take any kind of a attribute, I cannot able to get CD as outcome, right? Meaning that if it is not available, see, I will try to write once again. If I am going to have the relation R of A, B, C, D, E, and the functional dependencies are like A determines B, BC determines E, ED determines A, B determines A. So here if you are able to observe, on the right side part, what are not available? C and D are not available, right? Means that if I want to include CD in our final result, if I want to include CD in our final result, first it should be in the left side availability, right? So that's the reason I can say that which are not available on the right side, I can call them as necessary attributes. Why I am saying that they are necessary attributes? If you want to define a thing as a key, it has to derive all the attributes. But if you are able to observe in the set of functional dependencies, which it cannot able to determine some of the attributes, right? So to determine those attributes, compulsory you have to mention them in the left side. Then only you will get in the final result. That's why I can call them as necessary attributes. So here the necessary attributes are C and D. If I am saying that these are necessary attributes, what is the meaning of it? It has to be part of the candidate key always. It has to be part of the candidate key. So I will try to make the minimum key as CD. Find out the minimum key as CD, right? Now try to find out the CD closer. What is CD closer? CD means this itself is also not going to derive. So you have to go with next level. Or can we go with the same level, two levels, A, B, A, C, like that? No, right? Because even if you go, you cannot able to derive because right side part C and D are not available. So that's the reason you can able to combine it with the CD of any other values, right? So you can add ACD closer, you can add BCD closer, C is there, so ECD closer, okay, fine. So now try to do for ACD closer, ACD, from A you will get B, from BC you will get E. ACD is possible. Similarly BCD closer, BCD, from BC you will get E, from D you will get A. Similarly ECD closer, ECD, from ED you will get A, from A you will get B. So these three are the candidate keys. If you are able to observe the same thing from the previous slide, you will get the same answer. So 3 candidate keys are possible. So total 3 candidate keys are possible. Like this you can able to find. Okay. So for example, try to solve this one. Let us take there is a relation R of A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H. And the set of functional dependencies are CH determines G, A determines BC, B determines C, F, H, E determines A, F determines EG. Easy, right? So can you find out the number of candidate keys possible here? So what are the necessary attributes here? So first thing is, so when you got the question like this, you have to solve the first necessary attributes. The necessary attributes are like which are not available on the right side. If they are not available on the right side, they should be compulsory part of the candidate key, right? So try to observe what are not available. A is there, B, C, D is not available, so I need to must and should include in the candidate key, and E is available, F is available, G available, H is available. So D is compulsory a kind of necessary attribute. Necessary attribute, right? So try to find out the D closer. What is D closer? D. D closer is D, right? Now, so as this single attribute itself is not defining, is there any other single level attributes are going to define? No. So you need to go with next level. What is the next level possibility? Compulsory you have to go with only AD closer, BD closer, CD closer, ED closer, FD closer, GD closer, HD closer. HD closer, right? Now try to solve them, right? What is AD closer? AD closer, you are going to get AD initially, from A you will get BC, from B you will get C, F, H, from F you will get EG. Are you going to get all the things? Yes. So I can call AD as a candidate key. Similarly, BD closer, BD, From B you will get C, F, H. From F you will get E, G. I hope you got all the things. A you didn't get. So from BC you will get A. From U you will get A or not. So I can call this also a candidate key. What about CD closure? CD. Any other possibility is there? No. So CD is not a candidate key. Right? Now try to find out the ED closure. ED. From E I can get A. From A I can get BC. Any other things? From B you can get F, H. Right? I hope you got all the things. From F you have to add E already there, G you have to add. So ED is also possible. Next try to find out FD closure. FD. From F you will get EG, G already there. From E you can get A. From A you can get BC. You have to cover C. 1 minute. Let me write initially as FD itself, right? So and you have to cover H, right? H how can you get? From B you can get H also. Right? FD closure is possible. What about the remaining things? Remaining two. GD closure. GD. From GD will you able to get any other things? No. From HD. Any other things are possible? No. So at 2 level you are going to get 4 candidate keys. 4 candidate keys, right? Now you need to go with the 3 level. 3 level, right? How will you get the 3 level? 3 level you are going to get all the possibilities, right? Which includes compulsory D, because D is a necessary attribute in each and every key, if I say, right? So by including D, what might be that like keys possible? Right? You are going to get many, right? You are going to get many. Out of those many, some of them are a superset of the already candidate keys. Some of them are already superset of the candidate key, right? So if you would like to write the candidate keys which are not supersets, can write like CD is one thing which I haven't make it as a candidate key. I will take them, and GD is one thing which I haven't make it as a candidate key, and HD is also one I haven't make them as a candidate key. Now for this, if I am going to add any attribute, will these going to be a superset of the already candidate keys? No. Try to take A. If you add A, what will happen? Meaning that from these things, if I am saying that already candidate keys, if I are going to add any attribute of these, they are going to make again a superset of the candidate key. So what might we have to add here? Again from the non-candidate keys only, right? Non-candidate keys are what? C, D, G, H. So from these only you have to add the things, right? If I am going to add, what will happen? So for C, CD, what you can take? Can I take G of 3 level amma? C, D, H. For GD, GD, if I include C, what will happen? Which is already redundant, right? I don't need to consider. GD, H. What about HD? HDC, which is redundant already. HD, G, which is also redundant. So out of lot of possibilities, we taken only 3 consideration, right? Now try to find out CDG closure. What is CDG closure? CDG closure, any other possibilities are there? CDG closure is not going to determine all the attributes. Similarly, CDH closure is also not going to determine all the attributes. Similarly, GDH closure is also not going to determine all the attributes. Right? Next, what you have to do? You have to go with the 4 level. 4 level possibility is what? Can I include AB, EF? No, because if I include the generated key is a kind of superset of the existing key. So I have to take it from only these 3, right? These 4. So if I am going to generate, you will get a 4 level as CDGH. CDGH, right? What is CDGH closure? which is not going to determine anything, any attributes. So I can call this also not candidate key. So here total we are going to get only 4 candidate keys. 4 candidate keys. Okay, fine. So note down these 2 questions and try to solve it for the coming class. Observe, like if I am having a relation R of A, B, C, if I am saying that there is A is a candidate key, A is a candidate key, how many super keys are possible? Right, we discussed earlier already, right? So 2 power n minus 1, right? So means you may get A, you may get AB, you may get AC. So 2 power n minus 1, right? So what is n here? N is 3. అప్పుడు మర్చిపోయారు అందరూ, right? If I am going to combine, so this is like 2 power n minus 1 or 2 power n minus 1? Separate minus 1, right? Right? If you are going to do that, will it going to be satisfied? 2 power n minus 1. Now what is n? Entama? Right? This is what number of subsets possible except empty set. This is 2 power n minus 1. Here I am asking for how many super keys are possible if there exists one key as a candidate key. 2 power n minus 1, right? So try to observe 2 power n minus 1. Now what is the n here? Number of attributes, right? If I am going to take the number of attributes, 2 power n value is what? 3. 3 minus 1, 2 power 2, that is 4. What about another one? You will get ABC. So you have to make sure, right? You have to make it revise. That's why I am making question for you, right? Yes. For example, if I am going to have a relation R of A comma B comma C, A comma B comma C, if I say that AB is a candidate key, how many super keys are possible now? Only 2 super keys are possible. One is AB, another one is ABC. Now is the formula is applicable? 2 power n minus 2. So what is this 1 represents? Number of attributes in the candidate key. So can I write this 2 as number of attributes, right? Yes. So you can say that this is 2 power n minus 2. You will get as 2 power 3 minus 2 as 2. Okay. If I am going to generalize, if I am going to have a candidate key which contains k attributes, then what is the formula for to find number of super keys are possible? 2 power n minus k. Don't forget, right? This is important for the gate aspect. Okay, fine. So certain times what will happen? If you are going to have a relation R of A comma B comma C, the relation may contains more than one candidate key. Am I right? Yes. Assume that A comma B are the 2 candidate keys. A comma B are the 2 candidate keys. Then how many super keys are possible? Right? Basically, write the solutions. What you can do? One is A. With help of A as a candidate key, how many super keys are possible? A, AB, ABC and AC. And with help of B, B, BA, BC, ABC. Right? So means here you are going to have some kind of common things, right? So you have to discard those. You have to make consider as only one time. Right? Then how can you do that? Right? So if you are able to observe, if I am saying that this is a kind of a set where it contains the things related to candidate key 1, and there is a kind of a set which defines the candidate key 2, and here the common things are there. Right? how we are going to identify that, right? If I am going to say that candidate key 1, how many super keys are possible? 2 power n minus 1. If I am saying that candidate key, how many super keys are possible? 2 power n minus 1 only. 2 power n minus 1 only, because it's having only one length attribute, right? And there are certain things where you are going to have common things. AB is common and ABC is common, right? So means that you have to identify the things which are common to both of the candidate keys, right? Then what you can do? Can you able to make them as a 2 power n minus 2? We can able to write it as 2 power n minus 2, right? So means finally how many super keys are possible means we are going to find out like super keys of candidate key 1 plus super keys of candidate key 2 minus super keys of candidate key 1 and candidate key 2. That's why I am trying to write combination of both possible are, right? Meaning that when you are going to consider two attributes as one key, how many candidate keys are possible? 2 power n minus 2, right? That's the reason I have written like that. So the number of super keys are possible are 2 power n minus 1, 2 power n minus 1 minus 2 power n minus 2. Try to solve it. You are going to get n value as 3, right? If n value as 3, you are going to get 4 plus 4 minus 2. So finally we are going to get 6. Finally we are going to get 6, right? What are those 6 ma? One is normal A, normal B, BC, AC, and out of ABC you have to take any one, out of AB you have to take any one, right? If you are trying to combine 3 candidate keys, then what you have to do? You have to go with another formula. The super key is possible for candidate key 1, candidate key 2, candidate key 3 minus candidate key possible for AB, candidate key possible for BC, candidate key possible for CA. So those are minus, right? Plus candidate key is possible for both A, B and C. So formula you know, right? So if I write the simple here, super key is possible for candidate key 1, super key possible for candidate key 2 plus super key possible for candidate 3 minus super key is possible for candidate key 1, candidate key 2 minus super key is possible for candidate key 2, candidate key 3 minus super key possible for key 3, candidate key 1 plus super key of all the attributes key 1, key 2 and key 3, right? This is for if you are going to have 3 candidate keys, right? So like this you can able to find out the candidate keys with the help of closed set of attributes. So this is the advantage of one more advantage of closed set of attributes, right? So if you are going to write the same procedure what we did so far in terms of an algorithm, how it look like this. So this is the algorithm which is meant for computing the candidate keys, right? So first basically what we are doing ma, basically we have a relation called R relation. That R relation contains the attributes are A1, A2 and so on AN. From those columns of the relation we are going to find out simply all non-empty subsets. How many non-empty sets are possible? 2 power n minus 1 non-empty sets are possible, meaning that we are simply eliminating one empty set, that is pi, right? We find out the total non-empty subsets are finite, right? Once we find out the total non-empty sets, then we are going to make them arrange in the some sorted order, right? We are going to arrange them in the some sorting order. Why we arrange them in some sorting order? Because earlier what we did, we are trying to find out the first level of attributes, second level of attributes, third level attributes and fourth level and so on, the degree of the relationship of the relation, right? That is the reason I said like we need to arrange them in the sorted order. So what does the ZA means here? every attribute should be less than or equal to Zi plus 1, meaning that first level elements I have to place, then 2 level elements I have to place, 3 level elements I have to place, and so on. Degree of the relation elements I have to place. Once I place, after placing these things, we need to find out the candidate keys, right? For that I just mentioned one empty set as k, and I need to do the sum process until this L is not empty, right? That is what I am saying. While L is not empty, I am going to take one element Zi, meaning that what, first element I will take 1, right? See, if you are able to observe, R of ABC, what is the meaning of the first step? We need to find out all the non-empty sets. What are the non-empty sets? A, AB, C, AB, AC, BC, ABC. Non-empty sets you got. That is the first step. What is the second step they did? We need to make sort them in the length of the attributes. So length of the attributes means what? They are already in sorted order, right? If they are in non-sorted order, try to make them in the sorted order, right? A, B, C, AB, AC, BC, and ABC, right? Next, what is the third step they are defining? You need to take one empty set, where this empty set is meant for trying to add the new candidate keys. And I am going to take one element from the existing list A, and I will try to find out closure for it. Right? Zi closure. What is Zi closure? So if I am trying to say that, if I take A, assume that A closure is equivalent to again ABC. What is the meaning of this one? Is A closure is equal to complete relation or not? Yes. If it is related, then what I have to do? I can say that A is a candidate key. If I say that A is a candidate key, I have to add them in the empty list, which I can say that candidate key list, right? I have added. After adding that, I have to remove all the elements from the list. Why I need to remove all the elements from the list which are related to A? Because if I are able to observe here, if I am saying that A is a candidate key, all the elements which are superset of A, they will be comes under super keys. Then no need to worry about all the remaining things. That's the thing. The second step is you have to remove all the elements which are like Zi from L. If Zi is subset of Zj, right? If A is subset of AB, I need to remove it. If A is subset of AC, I need to remove it. If A is subset of ABC, I need to remove it. And then I need to go for again continuous process, because it is repeating until it is non-empty, right? Next I will try to take out the B. What is B closure? Assuming that B closure is also going to define the entire relation ABC. So I need to add it to the list. That's why I am going to add it to the list, and I am going to remove all the supersets, right? So BC I am going to remove, and I will repeat the process. Is the list is empty or non-empty? Non-empty. I have to take out the C closure. Assume that C closure is also going to be deriving ABC. So I am going to add it. And is there any supersets are there? No. And then I am going to repeat the same process again. Is the list is empty? Yes. Once the list is empty, you can stop the process and you can execute the fourth step. That is K is the final result. So what is the answer you are going to get? A comma B comma C are the candidate keys. Right. So this is the simple algorithm to find out the total number of candidate keys. Right. Yes. So we'll stop here, Amma, and we'll continue in the next class. Okay. Right. So here the thing is, what we did, basically this algorithm is a kind of hectic process. But when you come for the any kind of competitive examination, you have to go with the shortcut process. What is that? You have to find out necessary attribute, then you have to go with the procedure, right? But if it comes into the point of like algorithm aspect, you have to go with the